I have the opportunity of being in this meeting. Some of our colleagues there, they have told us what a miracle center is. So there is nothing more to say about that. All I know that a miracle center is a special center where examination malpractices are organized, where pupils are not allowed to write the exam by themselves, where people gather themselves together to do what is wrong. I want to say what is wrong because as far as I'm concerned, I can't see anything good about that. That is my own opinion though. So this miracle center we are talking about is not something that just started overnight. Many people do not know that miracle center has been with us for a long time. The fact that it has become a mayhem, a kind of problem or trouble that is getting out of hand, that is giving us a lot of stress and problems today. This miracle center of 18 has become a problem to certain people to some level. Some perpetrators and perpetrators, some have lost their lives because of the impact. Many terrible things have been happening because of this place called miracle centers. But I'm not here to judge. We are all here to learn. When the time comes, definitely we are going to rub minds together about the possible effects of this miracle center. But I am called upon to explain how do we come about this miracle center. Like I rightly said in the first instance, miracle center has been with us for a long time, but many people do not know. Many people do not even know that they are even practicing it systematically, unknowingly. Like a colleague of mine said recently when we were having a meeting, that some people are practicing this miracle center unknowingly. If you are one of the set of people that have been doing that, tonight is the opportunity for you to know what is meant by that. One thing we have realized that in schools, private schools most especially, before they get to the place where they call it miracle center, there has been a kind of miracle center sort of happening in the school. Miracle center starts from the primary, nursery, the KG classes, up to the secondary school, to the SS1 to SS3 classes.
Yes.
What do I mean by that? Okay, a child that is in a nursery school, for instance, because you want to impress the parents, you believe that the money that the parents have been paying for the school fees, you don't want them to see the money has been wasted. A child that is just coming up, that is an average student, but because the school owners, some school owners, they want to impress the parents, they can easily give such a child marks. They will have to use our marks in the nursery classes so that the parent could be happy. Oh, my 2-year-old, 4-year-old child is wonderful. He or she is a genius. Whereas the girl or the boy is just an average student just coming up. I have seen a school where a nursery school student was given 100 in the report cards, and the parents will be happy. Whereas the child is supposed to get about maybe 40%. Do you understand what I'm trying to say now? Probably the child is someone that could not even communicate well. The teachers will help the child to do a lot of things, and the parent will be happy, my son, my daughter is doing well. And that will be climbing up from the nursery school to the primary classes.
Exactly.
You will see them giving children double promotion, whereas the innocent parents will not know, because we have so many parents that are so, I don't want to use a very harsh language on some parents. They don't actually care. What they care so much about is the position of the child in class. They don't even bother to see the child down and give their own test and see, can my daughter or son really do this? They'll be so happy. They will even be dashing money to the teachers. Oh, my son under your care is doing wonderfully well, which is zero. You see a primary one pupil, because the parents have been so nice and so kind to the teachers, they will be adding marks upon marks to the student. He or she will come first in the class, whereas she's supposed to be at the bottom of the class. That is a miracle center. It has just become a big giant that everybody is now crying. It has started a long time ago. What about a basic five, a basic four student that the teacher that they will come to the proprietress or proprietor, we want this child to write the common entrance. The teacher knows very well that the child is an average student, because they want to give him a double promotion, they want to promote him by fire by force. They will make sure that he comes first in the next class, basic four, and they will give him double promotion to the next class. And the poor child will be able to write the common entrance. Teachers can never do this thing outside of the proprietors or the proprietresses. Yeah, because I run the school, I know a lot of things. Whatever the teacher wants to do, he or she will come to the proprietor or proprietress. His particular parent has come to me. They will discuss with the proprietress. The proprietor that is so particular about the parent, especially the parent that paid the school fees promptly. The parents that they know, we can't afford to lose these parents. We have to abide by every rule that the parents want or everything that he or she wants. The proprietress or proprietors and the teacher, they will not join hands together to give the child, to promote the child. That is a miracle. There's no any other word you can call it than a miracle. Your school innocently has become a miracle center. This is a mayhem that has started from the onset, but we do not know. We are careless. We, not necessarily
Okay.
careless. Some people know what they are doing. Deliberate attempt. That is a miracle center. So everyone listening to me, I don't know how you operate your school. If such a thing has been happening in your school, that is the beginning of miracle centers. You have to
Okay.
graduate from one end to another. You have to go from
Okay.
one end to another. If you try something like this, then the next step, you have to go higher. And what we have today is that we all call miracle centers. That was how it started. So that is it. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Mr. Obi.
All right. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you so much for that. I don't know. Is it still echoing, please? Let me know. Is it still echoing? Can anybody tell me? Is it still echoing? Okay. All right. So I'm going to go to the next. Before I proceed from this stage, I want to ask us: is anybody also who can add one or two things about the origin of these miracle centers? How did the miracle centers start? Mommy, Mrs. Beckley has told us of how the thing started. So if any other person have a way it started, you can also let us know, please. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Now, nobody. Is there anybody raising their hands? Let me see. Okay, you're all welcome for coming for this coming around. We trust that you'll be highly blessed by the end of the meeting. Before we proceed, sometimes when we talk about miracle centers, what is in our mind is those who engage in it from exam malpractice. I mean, WAEC students, NECO students, and all these students like that. So now the question I want to ask is it possible? In fact, Mrs. Beckley has already answered that question anyways, but I want to hear from the audience as well. Are there other ways we engage in this thing called exam malpractice aside WAEC and NECO giving them exam questions? I want to hear from the audience, all those who I may not have introduced. Please speak to us, please. Thank you. One person. One person. What are the ways? Okay. Okay. I'm waiting for somebody to raise their hands. Okay, nobody. That's fine. That's fine. I want to make sure that we don't stay too long on one thing. Now, Mrs. Beckley, you spoke on something. You said that sorry, just Mrs. Beckley, you spoke about parents allowing their students to pass their exams even when they are not qualified for that success. Before we go into the solution and way out, just a big point on that. What do you think somebody can actually say no to those parents who decide to say, you must pass my student? Why do we engage in such? Why should we engage in such? Do you think we can say no to them? Especially when the parents are paying a lot of money and they are telling you that they are the ones that pay first, second, and third term. And now they're telling you that pass my students. Do you think we can actually say no to them? Thank you. Somebody, let me give that to Mrs. Ogunye so that she'll speak. And please, every other person, you're very welcome. If you have something to tell us, I'm going to be pointing on you, so be ready. Mrs. Ogunye, tell us something about that. Mrs. Ogunye, can you tell us something about that? Okay. Am I the only one? Can you hear me at all? Can we hear me? I don't like the fact that I'm the only one talking. Yeah, go ahead, ma.
Good evening, and good evening to everyone in the conference room. Okay, so thank God for bringing me together. Yes, when we talk about this, the proposed belief is that it's profitable. The proposed belief behind it, for instance, if I say no to my parents, it's possible that they take their children. And when you take their children, there will be reduction in the input or the profit that will come to the children. And that is why when children analyze it, they tend to say no. In order not to lose the parents, the children, the parents, and in order for it that there will be reduction in the expected income they have. So this influences them not to see. But at the long run, the negative aspect is more than the short benefit they are trying to get. But
Yes.
if we are taking a decision and I am here to suffer from that, I'm here to build nature being, I need to contribute to the order of my community, both their community as well as building life. So that is justification and peace of mind is fine.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
building life. I'm saying, and that is supposed
Or,
for everybody.
or, all right. Thank you, ma. But please, the next one, you can increase your mic, increase your volume, because we could barely hear very well. You're welcome. Now, we talked about, thank you very much, man. So one of the things I got is that some persons wouldn't want to disobey, shall I say disobey or disregard the instruction from this parent because they don't want to lose such paying parents. And now that brings us to the mind of, as a school leader, is money the priority of owning a school, or is the education you want to provide? Well, that's not the topic for today. Now, I'm going to go into the various ways that people engage, as schools engage in this exam and practice. This miracle center we're looking at, the various ways we engage in it, even outside WAEC and NECO and all these external exams, trying to help students. So, can any of us tell us ways, before I call on someone to speak on us? I'm going to be calling on one of us now to speak on that. Ways we engage in exam and practice as a school, organized school. Okay, if you're not going to talk, then I'm going to call on you. I'm going to call on Mrs. Babalola to speak on that. Please go ahead. You must have speakers. It's not sweet when there's only one person that is talking. Yes, and can you hear me, please, man? When you are talking, just tell us if you can hear me clearly. Can you hear me clearly?
Okay, yes, I'm hearing you. Okay, thank you so
ma'am.
much. Are you hearing me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I can hear you,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much. Thank you, colleague. Thank you, Mr. Obi, the organizer. God bless you. So, one of these, or some of the ways by which these organized examinations in school like in the nursery school, the school would have told the teacher, the school owner would have told the teacher, no child must fail in your class. So, you notice parents are paying. No child must fail. I don't want to hear it. The teacher will be using wisdom, will be adding scores, will be using the hand of the child to write. And he will say he's the one that wrote it. And the child will not be writing at home, but the child will be writing in school. This is this is done. Another one is that the teachers will not teach the content very well, because in their mind they know that they are actually going to help spoon feed the children during examination. So they will not really go down to earth to teach the children, the students very well. The school owners also instruct teachers that no pupil must repeat the class. It's a different thing to say no child must fail. Though. I don't want to see any child scoring bad than 50. We'll be telling the school owner. Another one that they will say, don't let me hear that a child is repeating in your class. Don't let me hear it. In some cases, you will see some parents, they know their children are weak. You will see them giving gifts to the teachers. The teachers will understand the language and they will help the children during examination. Also, the school will take care of the invigilators, as in supervisors, that bought drink and encourage them that please, I will need to just help the children. Some of the parents are, the situation of the country, they must not fail. The money that they are paid for my egg, the money they are paid for junior, the money is much. Please. And so they will give food and drinks to the supervisor or the invigilator, and that one will just simmer and look away. Sometimes they go and entertain him in the old school owner's office in a way that they will quickly do all that they need to allow the children to communicate and pass papers. So these are some of the subtle ways, subtle practices that so many schools do not know that are already engaged fully. They are working as miracle centers. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, man. This shows that what I got from this is that parents are the major cause of these things. Maybe one day we're going to have an online Parents Teachers Association meeting on this, because they are supposed to be here. Parents should be willing to allow their children to fail. When a child fails and repeats his or her class, it will sit up. But will you blame some parents? They don't want to pay school fees twice. So that's one of the issues. I'm sure many school owners wouldn't mind. Those who are focused on building standard, wouldn't mind to repeat any child. But there are still some school owners who have put money ahead of this the building of education. And anything that's happening in our country today is as a result of the educational stuff we are giving to the children. I won't want to take too much. I don't know if any other person wants to add something to that on the issue of ways we engage in school exam malpractice. You may not even know. Any other person? I want to also add something, since we are still talking about fast. Time is running out. Let us return back as school leaders. Let us return back to the purpose of our school. You can put money. It's good that we earn money, but one thing we've learned so far is that value is what actually moves the world. Any school that offers best education, sincere education. Some people will do this exam malpractice so that they will inflate figures. We're already seeing a lot of things already. But when they know that in this school there is discipline, there is standard. Any school, any child that goes there comes out and hears the way this person is talking, the way he's teaching, people will always go to that place. We have to ensure that our purpose, the purpose of education, of providing education, we don't put money ahead of the children. We don't put it there. We'll be spoiling these children. Do you know there are many children today that cannot read and write? And some schools have made money. The universe, the world, will hold it against you. Any child that gets to any of our leadership, there are some people in the leadership now, they don't know anything they are doing there. They don't know, but they pass through some schools. There are some schools that allow them to graduate. There are some schools that give them good scores. We have become part of the problem. If we hinder them from graduating and ensure that they pass the exam, they wouldn't have gone to that point. God, sorry, I'm not the one. I love education anyway. So we're going to stop there on my part. Do well to raise your hands if you have something to say on this issue. We're going to go now. You can't just tell me that now. Some of us may look at it and say it's not really a good thing, but I feel that there are some reasons. There are other reasons of people feel like they want to engage in these miracle centers. I'm going to be asking any of us, why do you think school owners, despite all these things, maybe you want to add one or two, why school owners still like to engage in this exam process? Are there really benefits? Are there good sides to to miracle centers, having miracle centers in our education system? Please, there is no wrong answer. Be very sincere. We're not saying that you're the one doing it, but possibly one or two persons who have told you the benefits of engaging this miracle center. Please feel free to open up. Please, we are all learning. Nobody's going to say that so your school, you have just told us now, that's why no, please, let's learn together. What do you think are there benefits of engaging in the miracle centers? Is there anybody, please? Some persons actually said at the beginning that they just want to gain new knowledge. Maybe that's why they're not talking. But please, if you have something to say, I love to get feedback. So I'm going to be allowing Mrs. Oguye again. Please, by this time your voice should have increased. Tell us, what do you think? What are the supposed good sides? What are the supposed benefits of having miracle centers in our education system? Thank you. Mrs. Oguye, I'm going to be picking you. So I'm going to pick some persons at random like this too. So be prepared. I won't be the only one talking. Thank you, ma. Go ahead. 5 minutes.
Thank you once again. Well, I
Yes,
love
ma'am.
the way you put supposed benefits. Supposed benefits. And the supposed benefits, like I said, the only person that we supposed engage. There can never be any benefit for the society, for the school, for the parents. You get it now, even for our nation
Yes.
at life. So there can never be a benefit. Even if the school owner thought he or she is enjoying any benefit, I put it to you that the short term, at least just for that maybe 2 or 3 years that is engaging in it, because karma will come back later. That is it. And at the end of the day, karma will come. And when karma comes, definitely the danger will destroy the benefit that he or she must have been enjoying for so long. So there is no supposed benefit, but it's possible. It's like a cake. Until when you remove the icing on the cake, that is when you know the color and you know the quality, the taste of what is inside that they have used the icing whatsoever to cover up. That's the way I see it. So the immediate benefit that compulsorily take my child to GSS from primary 4 whatsoever, fine. It may be within the first or 2 years that they are engaging in it. But by the time the child begins to grow and move forward, there will be what the lack will begin to show. So there is no post benefit. But then I will say it again. Some will tell you, I'm sick because I want to engage in it. My children will rise from 50 to 80. That's fine. And then a parent said, okay, most my children, though the percentage is 35% at the end of July. Okay, go let it fit. So the bottom of where any promote and the person dances to that faith is just temporary. So to me, I say that there is no benefit at all. There is no benefit at all. Everything is just fake. But presently, if you just assume that it's good, parents may be happy that they had their way. They are able to lodge their opinion on the school owner. They are the ones that will suffer eventually, not even the school owner. The punishment or the karma that will come to the school owner it wouldn't be as large as that of the parents engaging in it. So there is no supposed benefit for in the real sense of it. This will guide us in our decision making and taking. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, ma. I don't know if my grammar is good. Okay, Okay, go ahead. You can speak, ma. I saw a hand raised up from Mrs. Papalola. Please, you are allowed to speak. Go ahead, ma. Okay, was that a mistake? All right. Okay, let me proceed then. Um, I'm going to. I don't even. I said I don't know if my grammar is correct. There's this statement because is it the devil's advocate now? Although I've spoken against it, but possibly some of us are not seeing some benefit at because for somebody to engage in something, there should be some other things. Yes, Mrs. Oguya has gone ahead to say that there is no benefit. Yes, there are no benefits, no serious benefits, we'll call it. But aren't there persons who getting a lot of money? After all, school is a business. Okay, what if I decide to engage? Now, not me, all right? Like I said, I want to talk from the other side now. What if I engage in exam malpractice and I teach the student because I will call them for lesson, right? I'll call them, let's say WAEC. Now, let me use WAEC, miracle centers now. I will call all of them for a lesson. I will teach them all they need to know about the exam, but still help them to pass. So I supply the knowledge, and then they pass, and I get money. They get their success, they get the knowledge. After all, the only thing that shows that a student is brilliant is the knowledge he has in him, and I've put in the knowledge. Can there be anything back? It's more like me eating my cake and having it. So the money that I get from the school, even when I supply education, is it that there should be a benefit from that? Yeah, let me allow any of us to speak on that. Mrs. Chukuka forgive me. I've appointed you to say something about what I just said. Morayo. Yes, thank you. Do you? The audience are very quiet. Okay. All right. When you're ready, let us know. Yes. Can somebody comment on what I just said? There is money. I'm giving them knowledge, and I'm giving them success. Isn't that wonderful? If you say that tomorrow now they don't get to pass, it's not my fault now, right?
Yes, yes. Can I talk?
Please go ahead, sir.
Well, your benefit is a short-time one, is a sinful
Okay,
benefit.
sir.
For every sin you commit, there are benefits.
Yes.
The Bible calls it temporary benefits. When you go into adultery, there is benefit for your enjoyment, for the enjoyment of your body. When you go into fornication, of course, you receive benefits. When you go to alcoholism, initially you receive benefits. Yes, if you look at it that way, then the armed robbers are into armed robbery because of the benefits.
Yes, sir.
The kidnappers are engaging in kidnapping because of the monetary benefits. But like the other speaker said, karma will catch up with you. The wages of sin is death.
Okay.
You will die physically and you also die spiritually. All monies that have been accumulated through evil will eventually disappear. It is the law of nature. So if you engage in that practice, initially you have a lot of money, you'll be flying, you'll be doing well initially. But something will happen because it's against the nature of God. It is against the natural order. It is cheating. It is doing things contrary to the laws of nature. So when you do that, initially you will get the benefit, you will do well, but it will eventually collapse. I've seen it again and again and again. You have imparted knowledge to the students, but you have not done the needful. You have not been able to assess whether those knowledge have been truly imparted into them. You are not giving them the opportunity to display that knowledge. You are not even sure whether they have it or not. You are just like a farmer that goes into the farm and throws his seed and goes away. That is not the way of nature. When a farmer goes to the field, he doesn't throw away the seeds, he plants them, he nurtures them, he allows them to grow, then they will begin to bear fruit. But your own is not that case. You throw the seeds on the ground, then you begin to bring in new plants and begin to plant those new plants there and begin to say, this is the plant, this is the seed that I threw yesterday, which you know is not the truth. You have not allowed that seed that you have planted to grow, but rather you are cunningly bringing in a ready-made plant so that the whole world will see that this is a ready-made plant that you have planted and is growing. So for you, yeah, you're making money, but I can assure you the money will fly away. The Bible says the foolish man gathers money and doesn't know he's going to spend it. The money you have gathered that way will fly away one day. Then the students are also going to be your albatross, because you know you are not done well concerning them. They will look at what you have done and say, this man has destroyed our lives. He has not allowed us to do well in life. He has just shown us that it is the most important thing is success. Not knowing that the most important thing is not success, it is the process of achieving the success that makes you really successful.
The process.
It's the process of achieving the success that really makes you somebody in life. Somebody that you are propped up in an exam can't do well in life because he's used to propping up. He can't stand. There's no way that person can stand. He will not have the confidence, he will not have the diligence, he will not have the ability to stand in life. The nature of the law of nature is people have to go through a process to be strong.
Yes,
to be strong. If you don't develop somebody to be strong, he will be weak. You keep on propping him up, he will become weak. He goes somewhere, he becomes a useless somebody. He may be a leader, a political leader, but he'll be very useless to himself, to the society, to the country. That's why the country is in this terrible state that we are in. Thank you for taking your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. We're going to be a little bit snappy right now. I trust that we are gaining something. I don't want to say anything from my end yet until we have touched on the issue. We say that it's corruption. When we look at corruption from our political leaders, we think that they are the only ones because they are siphoning billions of dollars. But in our own case as school owners and school leaders or school participants, maybe in form of teachers, if you engage in this thing, you are also engaging in corruption. I'm sure I'm very correct. Before we take all the talk, we're going to go to the negative effects. We've touched it a little, but to have a comprehensive view on it, the negative effects of miracles, or let me put it like this, of exam malpractice, organized exam malpractice in our education system. Before I ask us to speak, I want you to know that if you watch what we have said, we're not just talking about those who write external exams and people that they write for. In the school where you are, do you tell your teachers to pass your students? There are some who will say their students should not get less than 50. Now, some will say that a student that attends the class, she attended the class, okay, this mark, she copied notes, this mark, she participated in the class, this mark. Those things will now carry like 50 marks. You know that it's not the notes, and that's not the reason. You just don't want them to fail. The reason some of us are where we are today, we have made some effort because of the failures we had in the past. But when a child is I remember a student who was telling me that I was asking them, why are you not reading? You should be reading. He said, Mr. Daniel, forget that thing. In this school, he pointed to one girl that I know the girl. She's not even supposed to be in that class. JS3 could not even do what a primary 5 child would do. He said that we know that this girl doesn't she's not very intelligent. She doesn't even read her book. She doesn't even attend classes. She writes nonsense. She can't spell her name. But yet this school promoted her. Why should I go and read? That's the danger. It's not only affecting the student that is getting that so-called benefit of passing even despite their failures. It's also going to affect the zeal of other child. Those days, when you see that this guy is carrying first, this one is carrying second, this one is carrying third, you'll be gingery. You say, hey, oh boy, I want to carry first too. You go and read. But when these days some schools don't even have position again because they feel that it will bring down some other students. And these are the failures that make somebody stand up. We need to revive our standard. We don't have to say that the government is bad. This is our own government. And we need to revive the standard of it. If this country will go places, it will start from us. Thank you. I've started preaching. Sorry, I'm so sorry. We're going to go to the negative effects of miracle centers on our school, on the society, and even on the students. Let's hear from any of us if you want to say something, or I'm just going to pinpoint on Mrs. Babalola. Please go ahead. Tell us, what do you think are also other negative effects of miracle centers or of organized exam and practice in our schools? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Mr. Obi. Thank you, colleagues. I'm just going to mention a few because of our time. Because there are so many negative effects of miracle centers on our students, on our children. I think that children, would have attended such a school. Number one, it makes some students to be lazy. The child will just be lazy in a way because he is not going to prepare for any exams. He's not used to reading. He has not been taught how to read. There are things to do. There are ways by which you learn how to read, and you will read and read effectively to pass. But these children will have just been taught to pass, not to read and pass. They will just be given orijo. Few days before exam, they will just, teach them the exact questions that will be coming out and all of that. So these children are used to getting quick answers, haven't prepared, haven't read. As a result of this, they have been exposed to corruption right from nursery and primary school. This continues when they get to the secondary school, and it's even worse when they get to the tertiary institution. We find out that some of these children, they would have written exams on their laps, on their palms. Some that have stars on their head, they will write it and put it there, key it inside there, all sorts of things. I watched something online, so sad. I was crying that night. And what was it? The student put answers while the supervisor was trying to go around and stayed and tried. He was hearing some noises and was trying to investigate and find out. One of the students placed the answers that they have written on the sheet on the back of the supervisor. They pinned it there, sellotape it there, and the man, as he was going around, they were copying. It was very, very bad. That is how bad corruption, this thing has eaten up the students, and this has affected them so much. Now, corruption will not be anything big when they leave school. Yes, they are ready to bribe their way out, and these are the students that get to the university and begin to buy tires for the lecturers and begin to give the lecturers money, buy recharge card and all of that, because they have been taught from the primary school and secondary school. Some students will not even bother to add knowledge, and that is why you see that our students are no more intelligent, because they cannot reason things out. They cannot reason outside the box. They have not been technical in answering questions. They have always got indirect answers written on papers. They would have, the school's owner would have made sure the English teacher or the chemistry teacher or the biology teacher is there to supervise on the day of chemistry, which was not happening before. When we are writing chemistry, such teacher would not be there. Such subject teacher would not even show up at all. It will be the English teacher that will supervise chemistry class. Are you getting it? So
Yes,
all
ma'am.
these
Yes, ma'am.
are, cheating on other students or on colleagues, or cheating younger ones or siblings, or cheating in the society, or stealing from the supermarket will not be a big deal at all. After all, we
Yes.
went out to do it. So, and such children will not have the fear of God. That is the worst aspect of it. They will not have the fear of God, because somebody that has the fear of God will not do all this. So to mention but a few, it will be easy for such children to erase and clean documents. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe to get a job or something in the future, they can go and change document, print. The situation is very bad now. I'm almost crying. I pray that God Almighty will intervene and touch the hearts of school owners and parents.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. Least to laziness, no need to add knowledge. Corruption in the future. Yes, Miss yes, I'm seeing you, ma'am. I'm going to call on you now. You're going to be telling us why you've raised your hands for so long. But just please, at the end of this meeting, I want you to go home with something. As school owners, we are to produce good students. The reason we are in school is to produce good hands for our society. So if these good hands are not coming from us, that means we have failed in our education. May God help us. It's raining here. I don't know if you can hear me clearly. Thank you. Mrs. Let me open yours first. Mrs. Iyao Lowo, please. 241402. I see you too. Go ahead, man. You can speak now. Please, you have been allowed to speak. Mrs. Iyao Lowo, forgive me if I'm not pronouncing it well. Mute your mic. Yes, thank you.
All right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma. You're welcome, ma.
The organizer of this program and everyone here that is making this program a success. So I want to talk about talk on the effects of miracle centers in a society. I remember when I was in higher institution, and then we were writing exams, and then there is this guy in my class. He happens to be one of the member of the SUG executive. So I called him. I said, "Why are you taking out time to copy the answers? The time you are using to copy the answers into, we call it chips, microchips. All the time you're using to do your microchips, you would have used that time to read." And the boy told me something. He said, "You are privileged to read and understand." And I look at him. I said, "But you went to primary school, you went to secondary school, and now you are in higher institution. You are even a member of the SUG, and look at what you are doing. What if you are caught in examination hall?" That boy became my enemy. He will leave that place. He started telling my friends that, "Look at what I said." And I went back to him and apologized. I said, "I was only advising you." Now, some of the effects of all of those miracle centers, I want to pass my exams, I want to do this, I want to come out with a good result. Those are some of the effects. By the time he graduated, after graduation, what is it going to contribute to the society? Now, I'm privileged to have some graduates, to interview some graduates who wants to teach. Some of them don't even know how to use capital letters. They don't know when to use capital letters. They don't know when to use small letters. We have someone we employed. Okay, you are a BSc holder. Take primary 2. Lo and behold, this lady could not solve mathematics, primary 2 mathematics, and she read science. I don't know what this economy has and what the world is going into. I still want to take the blame down to the parents, because I have some parents will come and, "Okay, I want my child is of this age, it's supposed to be in this class. Okay, come for testing." And by the time you discover that child could not cope in the class, the next time you are calling them to follow up about the inquiry, they'll tell you, "I'm sorry, my child has started somewhere else." Meaning there are people that ask them to come. Even in primary school, You know that this
Mm.
child, if they are present, you will conduct entrance exam, and the child could
Mm.
not do anything. And you advise them, okay, my advice is let this child go a bit, as in one step backward. So let's see what we can do and give this child a better foundation. The next time you won't see them. Where did they go to?
Mm.
They go to schools that will say, okay, come, your child is in primary three, right? Even we can give the person promotion. So school
Mm.
owners, parents, and others, and all of this thing is coming back to the society. It's coming
Exactly.
back to the society. Recently, someone told me, one of my niece told me that the school she was teaching, because she just graduated, she read a pharmacy. The man told her rather to sit for jam for a 14-year-old girl, that he wants the girl to study medicine.
Can you
My
imagine?
niece said she told him that the only thing I can do for you is to recommend a very good book so that she can read and pass her
Yes.
exams. She didn't do it.
Mm.
So all of this thing is coming back to the society. You will see our children today, they can't speak English, they don't know when to use is, when to use was, and yet they are going to school. They don't know when to
Mm.
use past tense, they don't know when to use capital letters, they don't even understand now. All of these things is coming back to the society. Corruption everywhere. Everybody wants to
Mm.
get where they are going to at the quickest, shortest time.
Mm.
I pray that God will
Thank
help
you.
us in this society, because all of these things is it's not really helping us. If
At
we
all.
school owners could just stand to our feet to say this child is not fit, let's do what we are supposed to do. I think if we all come together with one voice, we'll be able to fight
Mm.
this. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, ma. Thank you very much, ma. I'm going to be going to, yes, Mr. 241. For please let me advise on the social media space. We are professionals for all of us. Okay, let's ensure that this name, this 241, let's put professional names, please. Thank you. You are allowed to speak. How do I address? Okay, Mr. Sunny. Mr. Sunny, I think. Is it Mr. or Mrs.? Please, once I give you the permission to speak, kindly unmute your mic and give us what you have. You, Mr. Sanip, you've been allowed to speak. Unmute your mic and then thank you.
All right, sir. Good evening, everyone. Thank
Good
you very
evening.
much,
Kindly increase your voice.
the organizer, and every participant. I really appreciate this platform.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Talking about the Miracle Center, everything that has been spoken since morning. In fact, I really loved it. But let me just hint about the negative effect of the experience I have back then in 2016. Those times when we are still into tutorial, jumping up and down. This one of the negative effects was that it gave the student overconfidence, making them believing that passing an examination easily at one sitting is their birthright. To my greatest surprise, this very year, the students were having government on that very day, and a student called me on my way going home with another number. As I picked, I said, okay, Sonny, it is good speaking. No, please go and read your government textbook and read your government anyhow very well. I must pass that examination. I was like, am I the one writing the examination, or you are the one writing the examination? And you said that you should go and read, that you must pass. Why I'm not the one writing the examination? I'm now asking a question. Is it because I registered you, or because you are coming under my tutorial or something? I have done my part in registering you. So the now left out for you now is to read, to go and read. If you pass, it's at your own best. And the other way around is at your own best. I can tell you the way, just like what the last person said now. This girl, they make me their enemy to the extent that they were trying to stop people that were about to come to tutorial. To the extent that I was frustrated in that vicinity. I have to relocate and start afresh somewhere else. All
Wow.
because I could not even make attempt. The exam, I'm not the one writing. You are the one sitting in the exam hall. You are calling me to go and be reading. So in the Miracle Center, I don't know, by doing such a thing with all the points I've been hearing this morning, the students were taking it as their birthright, that once they get to exam hall, it is a must for them to pass, whether they know it or not. That is the reason why you see that at the end of examination, some of them will come and they will tell you that, I did it, I did that. By the time result comes out, you'll be hearing that with all I did, they gave me F9. They gave me. It is what you did That's the result of what you did. The outcome of what you have put down is what you are giving. But if they
Yes.
pass it at A1, they will tell me, yeah, I did it, what I did. So please, I don't know how we can just manage to go back to the foundation. As I already told my colleagues, public school then were better than we private school, and the private school of now supposed to be the one to govern the public school. Because private school, we are supposed to give them the educative education, what they want. But the way we are taking our schools now, because everybody are making business, whether they are good enough or not, they don't care, just collect the money and leave. There was a school I fought because of this issue. They have to sack me from the school. I said, there's a particular girl that they say her father is a doctor, because the father is not living with it. So they always send the girl's result to the father. So when I marked I said, no, I cannot add even 1 mark to what the girl scored. The proprietress was like, I must add you. If I know that, I said, I don't do such a thing. I don't do such a thing again. So because of that, I have to leave the school. So these are things that they are just taking it as their own portion, as an heritage, the right. What's way beyond that goal? I know how many times I tried it before I stand. But this student of nowadays, they are not ready to use their head, which is the major problem. So this is the only thing I want to contribute to the platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Before we go, okay, last person, before we go to the next one, Mrs. Oreshagun and Bosede, please go ahead. You have been allowed to speak quickly. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I want to appreciate the organizers. You have been doing a good job. We really appreciate it. Well, what I really want to talk about is about parents. We have been mentioning it all along. And I could remember 2020, that was during COVID. The student that did WAEC during COVID, we know how tough it was because of the COVID, he could not go to school. When my daughter finished from federal government college, when they were to do English, I think English, she said, come and see. Parents, they said they have a website where they see questions, WAEC questions. They were calling their daughter, sending questions to them. And you see my daughter being the person she is, they know that this one is a jacquard in reading. So they did not even call her attention. So all of them were gathered, they were copying and copying. Lo and behold, they got to exam. It was fake. And it was then they realized that it was then they were crying. It was then my daughter knew what they did overnight, because they said it was fake question they sent to them. And that is
it's good for them.
The problem from the parents, because they were receiving those questions. They could not sit down to even revise, to even read. They were busy copying and copying in their paper, in their labs, on their table, and everywhere. Today now, I will tell you, some of them could not even pass English and maths that year. And lo and behold, my own daughter that did not even, they did not follow them to copy, because they believe that this one is SUD, she cannot join them to do whatever they want to do. My daughter entered university that same year, and today, by the grace of God, she's in 400 level. She's already qualified as a chartered accountant.
Whoa.
So if we are to tell parents all these things, there is reward when you allow your child to perform, when you allow your child to do what is good for her to do, not by teaching her, not by helping her. Let her just be herself. Let her be serious in her education. Then it will repeat at the end of the day. My daughter is, even in her department, she's the one teaching them accounting. But if I have been the one helping her all through to pass the exam, it's now it will be glaring.
Yeah.
So we should try as much as possible to enlighten parents, and they should allow their child to perform, to do their own, to rely on their own efforts, not helping them, because it will tell on them in the future. It will tell on them.
Exactly.
Some of our classmates now, some of them are still struggling to enter university, even though they
See?
finish from federal government college. Some of them, they have not even entered. They are looking for one paper or the other, one subject or the other they could not make. Because of what? Because they could not wait to sit down and read. They were expecting people to teach them, to copy for them. So we should try as much as possible to still enlighten parents. Parents are the cause of all this. Even though teachers have their own also, because teachers believe that one way or the other the student will be helped in the exam, or they will not even teach them what ought to be, to teach them. Some
Yeah.
teachers are so lazy. They are so lazy. It's at the dying minute they will now begin to rush them. Whereas they should have done all those things before exam. So teachers also should be enlightened that they should be up and doing. When they are to teach, they should teach them, and then they should make sure that at least they do their best, so that there will not be any lapses. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma. Thank you, ma. I trust that many of us have gained something. The first speaker spoke and said that to give them false confidence from the students. And then you have our parents who have issues. They are the main cause of this. The main cause of this. So I'll be going to the ways out to bring. Or before we go to the ways out, we're going to calling on one of us. He's a barrister. I've introduced him already. It's still my singular honor to introduce him again. He'll be telling us about the legal. We have been talking about the consequence with respect to the student's failure, the society being rotten because we don't have good hands. Look at our infrastructure. Look at industry. Anything you want to construct in Nigeria, there must be a white man. That one is even one of the things that hurts me. We have a lot of students that are graduating in engineering, but none of them can single-handedly, like you see a single-handed a capital project, heavy project, that you say, okay, these are only Nigerians. There must be a white man in it. Why? What is our school doing? But that's not. Let me just calm down. So we have spoken on the social effects of all this exam malpractice. We are going to be looking at the legal consequences. That's the legal aspect of what can happen to you, can happen to the students, can happen to the school when we allow exam malpractice. Please, where we are seated, let's put our hands together for Mr. Barrister Olatayo Beg. I hope I got it.
Thank
go
you,
ahead.
Mr. Obi. You are doing a very, very good job. So I'm just going to look at the legal implication of running what do you call it now? Miracle centers.
Yes. Yes, sir.
The organized malpractice center. It's called the Miracle Center. This is I believe, the center where exam malpractices are organized and are carried out. Because of the bad nature of these exam malpractices, the federal government, about many years ago, enacted Examination Malpractices Act, which gives various sanctions and fines and jails for those who are found guilty of exam malpractices. In the Examination Malpractices Act, there are about 5 types of people that can be found liable for exam malpractices. Yes. The first set of people are the proprietors of the miracle centers, those who found the miracle centers and they operate the miracle centers. The second set of people are the employees, those who are employed maybe as invigilators, who are employed to aid, abet, and carry out the examination malpractices. The third set of people are the people from the relevant examination bodies, maybe like WAEC, who are sent to these miracle centers to ensure that things are done properly. These people are also can be found liable for examination malpractices. The fourth set, of course, are the students who engage in examination malpractices. And the fifth people are the aiders and abettors, conspirators, which may include parents and other people that may be found liable for exam malpractices. So these five set of peoples are recognized by the Examination Malpractices Act, and
Yes.
that act stipulates different sanctions for this set of people. Depending on the position that you occupy, some we have more gravity, so we bear more punishment than others. For example, if you are the proprietor of the miracle centers, the minimum jail time that you will be asked to serve without an option of a fine is 4 years. 4 years is the minimum jail time if you are caught in any examination malpractice because you are the founder of that place. You could go as much as 5 years, you could go as much as 7 years, jail time without an option of fine. The second set of people that are closer to the proprietors are the employees. They could back 4 years jail time without an option of fines if they are found to be engaged, if they are convicted of having engaged in examination malpractices. Like I said, the founders will take about 4, 5, 6, 7 years, depending on the offenses. The employees can take up to 4 years, depending on the offenses. The third set of people are the representatives of the relevant exam bodies. They could also spend minimum of 4 years because they are there to instill discipline. Or instead of instilling discipline, they are condoning and perpetrating indiscipline. So the people who are sent from WAEC or wherever to monitor the exams, who are the officers, can get up to 4 years each jail time for each exam malpractice act that they are found guilty of. The one that have less sanction will be the students because they are considered to be minors and they are considered to be like pawns in the hands of the parents and the hands of the seniors, the principals, the invigilators. So minors that are less than 18 years can get up to 3 years jail time. That is the maximum they can get is up to 3 years jail time. But the law says that they can get less jail time, or they may not even get a jail time at all. The law may just give them some fines. They can fine them up to 100,000 naira for the examination malpractice. The abettors and the conspirators, like the maybe law enforcement agent or the parents or whoever is found to be abetting or aiding the examination malpractices, can get up to 4 years jail time without an option of fine. So the people that the law view as less offenders and can get less punishment are the students who are not up to 8 years, who are not up to 18 years old. So these are the five set of people that the law will deal with in any given situation in exam malpractices.
Okay.
The Act also states different kinds of exam malpractices and give different jail terms. There are some that are found to be cheating. If you are found to be cheating in examination, student will get about less than 3 years. Examiners, proprietors can get up to 4 years. Cheating an exam,
Yes, sir.
then
Yes, sir.
stealing of questions, papers. We also earn the student about 3 years jail time, and the other people about 4 years jail time. Impersonation. Impersonation. When you impersonate people, they call it ori olori. You use the identity of another person to carry out exam malpractice.
Yes,
The
sir.
student can get up to 3 years, and the other people will get up to 7 years jail time because that will be impersonation of people. Orderliness. There are some people will, because they want to carry out exam malpractice, they bring disorderliness or they bring talks to cow the examiner, somebody who has been appointed. Those can go up to 10 years jail time if for disturbing exam. Some can go up to 3 years depending on the kind of crime they are found to have committed.
Committed.
Then we have some people who are they forge exams. That means they give is it the how do you call it now? They expand the result.
Forgery. Okay. Forgery results.
Yes, the minor can go up to 3 years, while the forgers who are seniors can go up to 4 years jail time for such practice. So these are just some of the things that are contained in the Examination Malpractices Act. Because of
Okay.
time, I don't like to shorten them. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. In fact, basically, it's simply 4 years for every adult involved. That's whether you're a proprietor, your employee, aiders or abettors, conspirators in the form of parents. If you are found engaging in exam malpractice, it's a 4-year situation. Trust me, even 6 months in jail is not beans, as they say. So imagine spending 4 years of someone's life in jail. It's not necessary at all. Thank you very much, sir, for bringing that legal aspect of exam malpractice, to the fore. Now, before we round off, we are going to be listening to our respective contributions on the way out of this. You can also, when you are also speaking, you could also talk about. Or let me ask this question before we go to the way out. Do you think school owners are actually willing to actually desist from this exam malpractice? Remember, it's not only WAEC. Now, are we willing to make sure that our students fail? Can we? It's been a long time in results that you see F, except there's a psychological undertone for it. They may say, okay, students shouldn't fail totally because at least they wrote the exam and they has notes and all the rest. But is there a willingness on our part, as school owners or school leaders, to actually do the right thing? If a student is not going to do well, he shouldn't be promoted. He should be advised to withdraw, or you should not even get an A. You should get a D or an E. How willing are we to disengage from this exam malpractice? It may not be you, maybe others as well that you know. Please kindly raise your hand if you think that we're willing. While we want to say something to that, we're going to be Mrs. Beckley. I'm going to be pointing, selecting you to speak on to start the floor on the way out of this exam practice. But before you come on stage, I want to remind us that we have some things on ground that we have been doing. If you are a teacher here and you are looking forward to owning your school in the future, there is a piece, there's an audio book that we had even since last year. It's titled From a Class Teacher to a School Owner, Do Well to Get It. And we also have a seminar coming up. I will leave that for the last announcement because it's very important. Personally, I'm also doing a graphic design class for us in case admission is coming. Admission is coming now. You need to begin to prepare at least your soft copy flyers for all those things. Either you do that or you can learn it. You could do it with your phone. I'll be posting a flyer that I did with my phone. Peradventure, you want to learn that trade or learn that skill, you could also reach out to me. We also have a book titled How to Retain Your Good Teachers. We had a seminar on that. And then there's also another book I authored, 18 Things to Note to Thrive in Your School Business. All these things will be coming out on the platform. And the most important, all of them are important, but the seminar coming up, strategies for school fees collection, is just 1,500. Please do well to register ahead of time. Many of our schools, one of the problems that schools are engaging in exam malpractice because there is no money. Okay, you see teachers complaining that they are paying less. Sometimes these school owners will just go out of their way. Okay, let's find a way to at least have money in our school. What do we do? Imagine parents that are paying your school fees in your school and they are going out because you are not willing to bend. It will now become scratch my back and scratch yours. But if you have the right strategy to collect your school fees, you can tell them, well, leave my school, I don't care. Because there's a strategy you've put in place to keep you financially, stable. I trust that you make the right decision. I'll be posting that on the channel as time goes on. So please do well to make a selection and place your orders. Now over to you, Mrs. Beckley. Please give us what do you think are the ways out of this issue of exam malpractice that is affecting our educational system. Please kindly let me know if you are hearing me clearly. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Obi. I really thank God for your life and the way you have been anchoring this. A lot of people have spoken, and the question is the way out. When we are talking about the way out, we have two sets of people here, or even three. Way out for those that are actually practicing these exam malpractices. Way out to those that are not practicing and they are being affected because of this. So may I start with those that are practicing the way out? The Bible says, sorry, we have different people here with different religion, but we have to borrow from the Holy Bible. The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. Some of our speakers that have spoken here talk about the implication of organizing miracle centers. You see, they call it benefits because they have been able to make a lot of money. They'll be smiling to the bank at the detriment of other people's souls, detriment of students, even the parents. And I thank God for Mrs. Oreshegun that spoke, and another somebody that spoke here, that parents they need to understand this thing better. Unfortunately, we are parents, but we are school owners. Our parents are not here. I just want to help to tell to energize us to tell them maybe in our PTA meeting to talk to our parents to make them to understand the implication of what we are doing, because like somebody rightly said, majority of our parents are actually the one coming to school owners begging them because by fire by force they want their children to pass. So if we are here among us, you are a proprietor or proprietress here, parents have been coming to you, begging you, and because of the gains in this thing, you have been engaging them, you have been helping them, you have been listening to them. I'm just pleading with you that you have to stop now, because whatever we do, we have negative and positive effect now and in the future. Stop it, because what shall it profit you? You make gains, but at the detriment of souls. We have a lot of students, you help them to write their examination, they can never enter into the higher institution because they can never write JAM successfully. They can't even get to the polytechnic because JAM organizes the two. So what is the essence of getting AA? in their result, and eventually they will not able to go to any university, whereas you have gotten your own money, you have smiled to the bank, you are happy. Happiness like that does not last long, because there is always a repercussion for whatever we do. So I'm pleading with them, if you are here listening to us, before you have this negative effect, because there is no positive effect to this kind of a change. So you have to change, you have to renew your mind. You have to know that it is the power and the blessings of God that make it rich without adding sorrows to it. Remember that you too have children. Yes, if you, I'm sure majority of the people doing this thing, they don't get their children involved. When I say they don't get their children involved, their own children they give birth to, they go to the best schools, the best university, but they are ruining other people's children's lives. So you have to stop before the repercussion come, before you have the side effect. There is no positive effect, there is always a negative effect. So stop it, stop discourage yourself from doing such an evil thing. It's very, very evil. When parents come to, when you get to back to your schools, encourage your parents to be patient, to for them to learn that their children can do very, very well. Like I used to tell my colleagues here, the only daughter that I have, she wants to write WAEC now. As I'm talking to you, she has the timetable. For the past 8 hours, she has been reading. She will just come out, come to the dining, eat, and go back. I will be the one to go there, rest a bit, do this. We are not stupid. She's a daughter of a prophetess. She can easily, I can easily take her to a miracle center. I can even organize it, but because I know the implication, so all the side effects is not good. So the only way out is for them to have the mind of God, to change completely and see that there is nothing good in that. So that is the one aspect of those that are actually doing it, because you can only speak for yourself. Some of the people listening to us here, we may be doing it, but thank God for this kind of a program being organized by good people, for us to know that this is not good. Then coming back to those that are not doing it, the side effects, I can tell you, they have no negative effect. The only negative effect they can have is that this thing affect their schools, right? Because majority of these school owners, somebody was even, a sister here listening to me told us a story of a perpetrator, because from SS2 now, these parents that want their children to go to miracle center, they will withdraw the children. Let's say you have about 50 SS2 students. By the time we are getting to the time of WAEC, you can only see about 3 pupils. You know, for a school owner, that's a big one. That is a big one, because we must have calculated the amount of things you collect for about 40, 47 or 46 pupils. Eventually, you have 3, 5 pupils. It happens everywhere. It happens. If you are not a strong person, it can lead to any bodily disease. Yes, if you don't have the mind, or if you don't have the confidence in yourself, in God, you can develop hypertension, you can develop diabetes, you can develop anything. You will see somebody that just comes to school ill and healthy, then they will be rushing the person to the hospital. I want to encourage you to have faith in God and to get yourself prepared. Do you understand what I'm saying now? If somebody asks me what is the Mr. Obi, you ask me what is the solution. From the only solution, if you have decided from your hand to hand it. Can you listen to that? If you have made a decision to hand it from your own hand there, share your understand. If you have determined to hand it from your hand, it's going to save a lot of lives. It's going to save the life of proprietors. It's going to save the life and future of our children, of other people's children. Share you understand. So if you are a proprietor that you see that they have been taking away your children away, it happens. It is very rampant now. You see, my daughter that is in Nigeria, I told you, she told me that the number of SS3 pupils they have in their class now, it has reduced from 70 to about 13. You can imagine that. Where did they go? They have gone to miracle centers. Some of them did not even register for the WAEC in school. They have gone to these miracle centers, because when the school you want to go about it in the normal way, the miracle center, they will get lesser money, and they are going to operate it in a very big way, that even whether you have gone to a particular school or not, they will be the one to go to the school. They liaise with the proprietors and proprietresses of schools. And if you are supposed to spend about, like my daughter now, they take about 120,000 or thereabout. When you go to a special center, maybe they will ask you to bring just 40 or 42,000 naira, at the detriment of the school, of the proprietors or the proprietors. So the only way out for them is to have faith in God so that they will not die untimely, they will not die young. If I tell you we are going to get the lasting solution to this thing, I'm telling you a lie, because it has become a giant. It has become a big giant that only God can tame me. I don't even know whether the God can even tame it. I'm sorry to say it, I'm a woman of faith, but it has become so grounded that I don't even know what to do about it. So if you're a prophet or a prophetess, learn to trust God, that even if they have taken these pulpits away, God will replace them. God is going to do it in another way. Maybe it's going to bring better students from your nursery, primary, secondary, that they will just add up to the number of pulpits that you have lost to the miracle centers. Don't kill yourself. That is the only solution. Now, don't kill yourself. Get your mind prepared. Get prepared that when some of the students get to SS2, they may take them away to miracle centers. That is it. Prepare your mind. Don't get sick. Don't be caught unawares. Just know that it happens everywhere. Get prepared for that. It's not a negativity that it's something you cannot even pray about. I'm sorry about this thing, because Lord, don't let them take SS2 people away from me. It may not work, because it has become a giant and a problem. Get yourself prepared, believe in God and trust God that in some other areas God is going to bless you. So those are the two sets of people that I have solution to. So if you are here
Okay.
listening to me, you practice it, please leave it, forget about it, so that your end will be well. Thank you very much, Mr. Obi. Thank you for the time and the
Yes.
opportunity. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, ma. Thank you, ma. We are rounding off now. Mrs. Iyaoluwo, please forgive me again. You raised your hand before, you've been given the floor to speak. Please, if there's any other contribution, question, discussion in less than 10 minutes, we should do that. Do well to check the platform. The materials I talked about are being posted. Yes, Mrs. 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 Iya, please. You've been allowed to speak. You raised your hand before. Let's do that. Is there anybody else who have a contribution on the way out of this nemesis that has bedeviled our educational system? Exam malpractice, organized exam malpractice in our system. I want to appreciate all of us for our presence. This is wonderful. I thank you for gaining from this. Yes, who want to say something? Mrs. Babalola, Mrs. Ogunye, Mrs. Adegbimpe, Mrs. Chukwuka Morayo, Mrs. Folusho Adeosun, Mrs. Yaolua, Mrs. Olasumbo Shofoluwe. Forgive me again. All right. Since she has not spoken, if you have any other thing to say, let me also add something to this before we round up. You know, another thing in running a business, you have to choose the path you want to follow. Now, our barrister said something. He said that there are benefits in all these things. Adultery, you commit, there's benefit of pleasure. You kidnap and you steal, armed robbery, there's benefit of finance. But you see, there are benefits that last. There are benefits that gives you peace of mind. There are benefits that make you feel fulfilled. You can't commit adultery and be at peace. When you see the partner or the person you slept with, you'll be in trouble. You you can't kidnap or steal or engage in all this scam, online scamming and be walking on the road freely, because you know the Bible says the wicked runneth when nobody pursues him. So the thing is, you even though there are benefits in all these things, what benefits do you want to stand on? Now, I'm going to be saying something before anybody speaks. You have to define the purpose of your school and don't deviate from it. Mrs. Beckley says something, have faith in God. Now, ministry is not only in church. This school that we have is a ministry on our own. Just as God will establish some religious houses for himself, and it's he himself that is keeping those religious firms standing strong. It's the same way we keep your school. And if you are going to trust God, you must ensure you do it his way. What do I mean? Doing evil has its way, has its benefits, but it won't last long. But if you stand on the purpose of your school, which is to establish good and godly and good, God-fearing children, outstanding people with great success, God will support you. Can I tell you something? It's not all crowd you have the capacity to manage. There are some schools that You have, let's say, total number of students in your school are 150, and you are looking at another school that is 300, 400. Sometimes that is the blessing you can handle at that point, and you are having peace. There are some who will have many students and they don't have peace. So sometimes you have to focus on your own path, on your own purpose. This is why God called me, and I'm going to focus on it. You have faith that is going to help you to work in your school. Don't deviate from it, because that benefit of being fulfilled, of having peace in what you're doing, all these evil ones cannot give. The second one is standard will always speak. Many of us have watched some movies. There are some movies you will watch. You say, these people, they don't even know how to act movie. Before you know it, you turn the station. There are some that will act, or on social media, you see the way they will act some things on social media. You say, wow, this is great. You want to watch it again. That is value, that's standard. Now, if you do your school and you put standard, people will know your school for standard. There are some schools today, they have money, but everybody knows that. I have one close by. Everybody knows this is a miracle center. In fact, there was one time we were going and some of the teachers were saying that the previous vice principal, he was referring to him that he has spoiled the school, that these children are not even serious again. Everybody in the environment know that that school, forget it. I was even telling some of my children, say, where are you going to go do your tutorials for your WAEC? I mentioned the name of the school. They said, no, me, I'm not going that place. So that, they don't teach now. That's Miracle Center. Can you imagine the name, the reputation that that school is having because of money? But it would be wonderful for people to mention your school and say, this social person school, they do miracles. Yeah, yes. But in that school, they teach you any student that's coming from that school. I mean, their brain is hot. Their brain, that's the level, and it will take time. You must appreciate the little ones that are coming, because that's the one that God wants you to have at that point. So let's focus on God. Remember the purpose. The purpose of the school is not primarily to make money, because God is the one that called you into the ministry of owning that school, except you are doing it on your own. But if God is the one that called you and He has given you a direction, He has given you the blueprint of how the school should run, then you follow it, irrespective of the distraction of exam that is coming. You will not allow it to come. And you understand that if you want to tell your parents, let's look at parents. Forgive me if I'm taking a little time. Just for instance, let's be a little bit practical. A parent come to your school and tell you that you have to pass my students, then you have to tell the parent that I'm sorry, we can't do this. That doesn't mean you drive the child away. You can tell the child that, okay, I understand that you don't want to pay double school fees or whatsoever. I will advise that you can enroll this child for an extra class. Either you have an extra lesson from your end you employ, or from my end, some of my teachers can employ them. But for me to allow this child in my school to go to the next class when he's not qualified for it, I'm sorry, ma, we may not do that. There's a way the wisdom of God will be put in your mouth that will convince that parent. Either the person agrees or not, then it goes his way. Later they will go back, and the standard will always speak. And then you go back to God every time and say, Lord, look at what happened. Look at what happened. Even if it's only 5 children in your class and you have peace, anytime those 5 children go out, they beat other students that have millions in their school, your school will stand out. Before you know it, that standard will speak. Look at how terrible the world is. Everywhere is corrupt. Then imagine out of this great level of corruption, you find one or two or three persons or three establishments that are not corrupt. Forget it. You will just grow. Let's have faith. Let's remember the purpose. God, I'm so sorry. I've said a lot. I trust that we have great. So please, I'm done with my speech. Is there any other person who has one or two things to say on this issue? You want to make a contribution, or you want to tell us some of the things you've gained? This is the time for general talk. I really appreciate you for staying this long. I trust that you've gained. Can you tell us what you've gained so far? Uh, if you don't speak, I'm going to call on you. I'm serious. I'm going to call on you. There was a Mrs. Adebimpe Adesina. When you came in, you raised your hand. I've not forgotten. So I'm going to call on you now. Tell us something you've gained so far from this meeting. And if any other person want to say something on this, please do well to tell us the things you've gained, the results you've made. Hope we did not switch on this live stream and went somewhere else, oh, and we are far from our phones. Please, yes, just one person to give us a feedback. Or while you're speaking, Mrs. Uguye, Mrs. Babalola, Mr. Yes, go ahead. Somebody, I'm hearing somebody's voice. Yes,
Thank you
okay,
so
Mrs.
much,
Babalola.
Mr.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you, ma.
Mr. Obi,
Yes, ma.
for
Thank you,
the
ma.
coordination. And I just want to say this last thing. Because of time, you notice that I only talked about the effects on students. I'm supposed to still have effects on the society and the school. But
Yes, ma'am.
can you think of this? A situation where you have taught a child to be corrupt, and the child has grown and mastered it, and the child is the one that will shoot your child, or that will shoot your child, or shoot you while stealing in the
Hmm.
future.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes. So when we do not do the right thing, we get it back. God is not wicked. He knows how to pay those that are doing the right thing.
Hmm.
The Lord will help us.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Yes. Yes. Mrs. Oguye, it's long I heard. Thank you. You just knew I was about to call you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
In addition to contribute that, in addition to move forward, I think we can start from method and not just having it on the timetable, but setting it
Hmm.
on the senior school timetable. They put it time.
Hmm.
They put it free period. Okay. Some will even go to
Yes.
the essence of saying library. As we are just talking now, and I just focus on that. Even if we want children to cultivate the habit of reading and having self meditation about reading, class examination, and even to benefit themselves later. If we can start
Hmm.
it from the primary school, having it on the timetable. I don't know, I can't really figure the name we can give it now. Maybe we can call it library time. Of course, I know all of us cannot go to the library at the same time, but we can stay in our class and call it reading time. And when it's that idea, I'm not talking about English. You can just bring your social services, bring it out. We are going to maintain silence and we're going to do it in the class. I hope you
Hmm.
understand. So if we have that in our time, starting from primary one, do you get it now? That they will know that
Yes, ma'am.
12 people are going to be having reading time or library or whatever. If they start reading, even up to SS3, like that, stay in the class, keeping
Hmm.
people sit quiet. And for the senior class, teacher must be in the class teacher or a teacher must be in the class with them. It's not the time that a teacher will leave the class to say they are observing reading. Which reading will they read?
Hmm.
But if they know that somebody is there with them in the class and for 30 minutes they are reading and they are able to do that very well effectively for 1 year. Oh God, Mr. Obi, I strongly believe that you agree with me that we are cultivating something in this. And I know that it will go a long way to
Yes. Yes,
affect
ma'am.
the mentality of these children. And some of them will even go back home and influence their parents that this is what we are doing. And if parents see that this thing is working, they can even support
Hmm.
us. So I think from my own end, one of the way forward
Hmm.
is to start with that. Let's cultivate it in them. And then we see everything changing
Hmm.
little by little. Because it can't just take place in one day. That's my contribution.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much, ma'am. We have come to the end of our program. We appreciate you so much for listening to this point. It's a great thing at all. Um, since I trust that some of us just came and you've gained something. You could post on the group chat, on the school proprietors group on WhatsApp and on Facebook, the things that you've gained so far, in this seminar. And this is one of the ways we see to it that education will continue to grow. We want to encourage you to keep in touch as we continue to bless you. I'm going to be calling on Mrs. Beckley to give us the vote of thanks as we round off. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Obi. I want to appreciate you so much. You have done wonderfully well. Like I used to say, you are a young man at your best. I pray for more
Thank you, ma'am.
wisdom from above, and
Thank
God
you,
will
ma'am.
continue to bless you. So I want to appreciate everyone that has
Yes,
been
ma'am.
part of this wonderful program. I want to thank Mrs. Uguye, specifically Mrs. Babalola. I want to thank all our members here that have taken their time to be here. I appreciate everyone. I pray that the Almighty God will make all our efforts to be fruitful and it not be in vain in the mighty name of Jesus. And I pray for more wisdom from
Yes,
God,
ma'am.
from above, for all of us, for our schools, for God to bless us without
Mm.
staining our hands in sin, and so shall it be. And I'm
Yes.
encouraging everyone. Our seminar is coming very soon. Strategies, those strategies for school collection is very, very important. Very, very important as the school will be resuming. You don't want to miss out what happened during the last term. You don't want a repetition. So we have in-house educators, resource persons that are going to teach us. So make sure you are there. Tell your friends, tell everybody, everybody. We have our Facebook page. We have about 25,000 people there. You can tell them. We have friends there. We have our WhatsApp group. You can see that. And about 61 subscribers we have here. And majority of them did not even join us on this live stream. So let us encourage them so that our schools and our life shall be better. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate us and I